please make it just be the book. Please make them come up with some magic. And if she ever comes back, make it be me. Please, I beg of you.
Well, my name is Russ Milheim from The Direct. Thank you for talking to me today about Tales from the Underworld.
It's my pleasure, darling.
Just my first question is, Dark Disciple killed Ventress off.
Ah,
How did you feel when you originally learned that your character was killed off in that book and you weren't going to be able to kind of get that closure yourself?
angry and bitter and like, okay, it's a book. That doesn't mean it has to be in the series, okay? That's what I thought. Angry and angry and bitter was I. No, of course I didn't like it. And I was like, wait, please make it just be the book. Please make them come up with some magic. And if she ever comes back, make it be me. Please, I beg of you, universe being Dave Filoni. Okay.
And it worked out. And now,
And it worked
now we have
out.
even more of you. You came back in Bad Batch, and
Yeah.
now we get even more Ventress here. Uh, and I feel like atonement is something heavy. I feel like atonement is a heavy topic on, Asajj's mind. How
Mm.
do you feel her guilt, kind of for her role in the Clone Wars, frames how she goes through life in this Empire-led world?
I think that she's grown a lot, because I think in the beginning she was still carrying around a lot of her anger of her life as she should. I mean, or I shouldn't say as she should. That's not how I really think of things. But as I understand, as my compassion for her is, here's this person who, as a baby, is taken away by pirates, brought to another planet, um, and then is saved by a lovely Jedi who teaches her the good way, and her life could have gone on like that and positively and rah rah. But no such luck. He's killed. She runs the planet for a little while until she's forced by bad guys to go and be a gladiator. And then the bad guy comes and says, "Ooh, she's badass," and then takes her away, and then she just kills for him. And she's not around anything positive. This one person who she learned to love is no longer in existence. And so she's this lone wolf just killing people and taking out her anger on whoever gets in the way of her lightsabers. And I think that I don't think she thought anything of it except that I'm angry, my life sucks, and so I get to do this and kill people because my life isn't good. But then little things start happening. And as she grows, connects more with the force without even wanting to, or without even being, like she's a female. She like starts to have these feelings of, and I don't think she'd ever say as like guilt at the time, but maybe she just starts to have some like, I can't help myself. I want to help someone, or I want to protect someone, or I want to save someone. And so then she has these little story arcs where she does those kind of things, or even with Ahsoka, saving her, or, all the little stories that happened in the Clone Wars and then after. And then, but I still think she was uh not conscious of the good part of herself.
Yeah.
I think it took till she this is where the book is, what changes her, I think. Because she finds love and remembers what that is. And it doesn't matter who or what you are in the universe, that will mess anyone up.
Yeah.
For good or bad. And so I think that changes the trajectory in the universe of her life.
They just announced, a new animated show, Star Wars, Maul, Shadow Lord. Now that Ventress is alive and active, what are the odds that fans can, expect to see her show up in his story that unfolds?
I wish I could. People have been asking it. I wish I could say what the odds are, and I wish I could say what I wish the odds to be, like 100%. But I
Yeah.
don't know, and I think it would be really interesting. But I also think it would be really interesting for her to have her own show,
Yeah,
and he can
this is
come
true.
visit her there. He can come visit her there. In
Yeah.
a way,
I,
that would make even more sense, like her show, and he comes
I'll
there.
cross my fingers for that too.
Yeah.
Last question for you. Quinlan Voss is obviously a very important part of Ventress's story. Now that she's kind of existing separate from him, kind of without him knowing, what is that relationship to her at this point, and how is it influencing her? as she's going around the world.
If you think it as a visual road, that he is at the end of that road and that she must walk down that path and keep following it, because I think now that might be, if not the most important thing, uh, a very powerful force in the direction that she travels, let's say.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope that this is not the last Ventress story we see. Hopefully, there's so much more. Maybe one day we'll even get her in the movies.
Ah, wouldn't that be delicious?
Well, thank you for talking to me today about the show, and I look forward to everyone else getting to see, her story unfold.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank